The long wait is over, the summer is gone, the best leagues in the land are back.
It's time to raise the game.
Hello and welcome to BUCS Super Rugby. You join us tonight in rainy Cardiff. Yes, we're at Llanrumney to visit Cardiff University taking on Hartpury University, and I'm joined in studio, as usual, by people taller than me. I've got Georgina Wren and Zoe Dare, and I'll start on my left. Georgina, obviously assistant coach here at Cardiff University. How are you feeling for this one tonight?
Yeah. No, feeling really good. I think for the girls it's going to be a really big challenge. I think that they prepared really well. I think we're feeling confident. I think they're feeling prepared. I think they know this is a big challenge. They know what's coming up. But I think they're more excited than anything. The vibe in the changing room was really high. So yeah, I think it's excited to get out there despite the rain, which is usual for us. But yeah, excited.
Yeah, certainly used to the weather here in Cardiff, and you're also used to the weather, Zoe. Obviously, you know both teams very well.
Yes. So graduated Cardiff last year. Doing my masters now at Hartpury. So yeah, I'm quite familiar with both setups.
Yeah, not involved tonight, but what are your thoughts going into it?
So Hartpury have come off the back of a couple of difficult games against Exeter home and then Loughborough away, taking the loss in Loughborough. So the girls have been working really hard in training, and yeah, gearing up to this game, looking to take a big win today, and prep into Christmas, where we have a little bit of a break and then we build into the more business end of the season. So taking a win today is really important for confidence. As ever, Hartpury have put out a really strong side today. This sort of time in the season shows the depth in the squad that Hartpury have. You know, other teams start to pick up injuries, but Hartpury can still put out a really strong team even at this sort of late side of the term. So yeah.
Yeah, and both teams coming off at the back of losses. But we'll go back to the previous fixture between these two, and I'll start with you, Georgina. It was 33-15 to Hartpury. I don't know if you can remember too far back. It was the start of October, but what can you tell us a little bit about that fixture and anything you're taking from it?
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing to take from it was a lot of confidence. I think the girls had a lot of feelings going into it, a lot of maybe nerves, a lot of sort of unsettled doubts, especially so early in the season. But you know, in all honesty, the side today that we're putting out, it is different. We've got freshers coming through that have excelled through the programme, which has been super exciting to see. So I think for us, it being a different side, we're just super excited for the challenge. Thinking about last match, we know that they're going to come up hard, fast. They're going to start, aggressive, and we want to be ready for that. It's not a challenge that we're uncomfortable with. So yeah, I think looking for things other than just the scoreline. So we're looking at things like dominance. We're looking at line out scrums. We're not just thinking about the score today. So it's really important to us that we're hitting those small goals. And the girls are going to really smash it.
I'm sure they will. And it's been a few weeks since your last fixture. Unfortunately, it was that loss to Exeter. Quite a big scoreline in that one. But you've had a few weeks, as we say, to recover from that. 3 in total. And what's been the mood in camp since then?
Yeah, definitely. I think recovering bodies is our first thing. You know, we had a lot of tired bodies, especially after the Exeter match. It was a lot of defence for us. But I think for us, coming out of that Exeter game, it was where do we build from here? And I think the good thing about Cardiff, and I'm sure Zoe can echo this as well. Having been at Cardiff, is the girls will never sort of turn on each other. There will always be that confidence and that morale around the girls. So yeah, I think it was just sort of rebuilding. Both as a squad, but also physically was a really big thing for us. And then sort of next job, what's our next focus, and where do we need to move? So it was just sort of making those adjustments, looking at what our processes are, and looking at what our priorities are moving into the Hartpury game. And I think we've really nailed that in terms of confidence.
And also, Zoe, 3 weeks since you've had a game as well for Hartpury. So I'll ask the same question. Yeah. That mood coming into this one tonight, a lot of training. Anything specific you've been preparing on?
I think, like I said, it's just keeping the momentum high, keeping it building towards the bigger games at the end of the season. I mean, Hartpury don't take any game lightly, so every game we're looking to put out our best team and play our best rugby. So, like I said, just keeping the energy really high is important this week before we go into Christmas.
And there's been a fair few changes within the squad. I spoke with Fordy before the game. He said it's Charlie Maymans' first time she's ever been benched in BUCS, and it's on her birthday.
Yeah, I don't know how Charlie feels about that, but what I do know is that she'll come off the bench and make a massive impact, and I saw that's something that everyone who's watching will be looking forward to seeing.
that they will. I'm sure everyone at home is looking forward to watching as well. Before we leave in studio, I will ask you both for a prediction. So, Zoe?
I think we'll be looking at a 60-point win for Hartpury today.
Okay, confidence from our Hartpury in studio. Georgina, your thoughts?
Fighting talk from Zoe there. I'm going to go close game. I know the girls, I know the preparation they've been going through, so I'm going to say 36-32 to Cardiff.
36-32 to Cardiff. Well, we will wait and we will see. I, for one, couldn't be more excited. And I actually caught up with both coaches ahead of this one, so let's see what they had to say. So, Nick, thanks so much for joining us in studio this evening. Hartpury, tough test tonight. What are your thoughts going into this one?
They're always a tough test. They've been set up for a couple of years. They're organised, they're fit. They were a really big challenge for us in the last game, but we were really pleased with some of our process goals in the last game. So if we can put out the same level of performance, we'll be happy.
Absolutely, and a few changes coming in for this one this evening from last time out. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 1 or 2 injuries and we've got a few on placements. So I think we've tried to keep with the core team, but we do have 1 or 2 changes. But I feel really confident in the whole squad, so I'm happy with where we are.
Superb. A little bit of a tricky start to the season, and then obviously came that win against Durham. Are you looking to take that momentum and carry on and try and build on that?
Yeah, I can honestly say I think we were overwhelmed by the occasion. I think it was a really tough start to the season. But I think we settled into the league really well, and if you look at some of our performances and our stats in terms of our line-outs, our scrums, etc., I think we deserve a place here in the league, and that was shown in the Durham game. And I feel really sorry that Durham aren't still in the league, but I'm hoping we can build on it. We want to get closer and closer, and I think it'll take us a few years to build that programme to be at the top level, but we want to be competitive.
Definitely. And speaking of the top level, it's no secret Hartpury, 3 years in a row now, champions. So is there anything that you've been preparing for specifically coming into this one?
Just been really working on our tempo, our defensive hustle, so really trying to ensure that they don't have any time on the ball. And for us, we've been really working on our precision. The amount of times we get into the target zone is equal to other teams, but we just need to finish. So that has been working on our clinical execution has been what we've been working on the last few weeks.
Superb. I look forward to seeing it out there. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck for this evening.
Thank you.
Fordy, thanks so much for joining us pre-game. It's been a few weeks now since your last fixture. What are your thoughts heading into tonight?
I think it's an interesting one. I think the league for us has really started to open up, probably really where we wanted this league to get to kind of showcase the female game at this level. It's a real good opportunity tonight. We lost to Loughborough in our last game, who ultimately were the better team on that day. So it's given us a chance to have a little reflection as coaches around what we want this group to look like and how them to be. Look, we changed a few things in a couple of weeks, and we've got to learn quite quickly, and I'm excited to see whether that gets put into play today. And look, ultimately we're looking for the girls to put a bit of a togetherness performance out there, because you know, when you come to Cardiff and you cross the bridge, you know you're going to get a team that aren't going to give up for 80 minutes, and I think that's a real big emphasis this week for the girls.
Yeah, and obviously coming off the back of that loss, is there anything you've been planning on, working on in training over the past few weeks to set those results right?
Yeah, I think we had a little review of the attack stuff that ultimately falls on me, and that's something that we've had a review as coaches, and something that we've changed up slightly. Something that we haven't done for a couple of years, and actually it's real nice to put a little new stimulus into the girls, because sometimes it can get a bit monotonous, and as a coach that's your job then to keep things fresh and keep things moving forward. So look, we've changed a couple of things and it looks really good in training, but you don't know until you put it into a game. So that's why today's exciting, because hopefully we see loads of tries from this new kind of stimulus the girls have been working on.
Yeah, and some of those tries might come from some of the new starters this evening. 6 changes from last time out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Look, again, I say this all the time, like winning the league is so hard. And I think it's something that should be celebrated, because you've got to go deep into your squad across the course of the year, and there's no easy games in this league. So yeah, we're given a few opportunities, a few girls coming back from injury, a few girls that are stepping up from the twos and giving them opportunities to come out here. But look, the ones and twos, they train together, and everyone is very similar, aligned in our programme, so they should be really comfortable with that move, and excited to see some of them go today.
Perfect, thank you so much, Fordy. I'll let you get on. All the best for this evening.
Cheers, thank you.
Hello and welcome to Women's BUCS Super Rugby. You join us here tonight in Cardiff, South Wales, and it's Hartpury who have made the trip across the bridge for this one. I'm delighted to say I'm joined in the commentary booth by Zoe Jones, Cardiff University winger. And Zoe, well, what a game we've got on our hands this evening.
Yeah, it should be a really exciting display of rugby from two really good sides.
Absolutely, and we've heard from both the coaches there. We heard from the assistant coach, Georgina Wren, in pre-match, as well as Zoe Dare. Now, how do you see this one going?
I think it's a really competitive display of rugby. Obviously, BUCS Super Rugby is another level for women in rugby. The competitiveness, the drive, the dominant tackles, the really good play out in the backs. It's a really interesting game to watch, and I think the girls, both sides, have obviously put so much hard work into getting where they are. It'll be really exciting to see what they come out onto the pitch and show. Absolutely.
Now let's just take a look at a few of the recent results in WBSR, and this is today's apologies, this is last week's results. A few teams on byes, but we see Cardiff Met overcame Edinburgh away. A good second half performance from them. And Loughborough just edging out Exeter. What are your thoughts on some of these teams across the league? Any of these results shock you, or as you thought may happen?
I think Loughborough have done excellently to just take the win over Exeter in that game. Cardiff Met showing some really promising play from players that have come through from Welsh development in the summertime. Edinburgh holding that standard that they've had before, but especially teams that are going up against Exeter and really showing their strength now. Yeah, and we see that league table pop up. Exeter really are looking very strong this year, but it's Hartpury in second, hot on their tails, and they've won the league, or the championship, for the last 3 years. Tough test for Cardiff tonight. Yes, I think it's going to be a tough test. Exeter are really well matched side, and I think that Cardiff will put everything, and have put everything on display for Exeter before, and will do exactly the same for Hartpury. That they will, and obviously 6 o'clock, you see at the bottom of the screen there, that's the fixture tonight. But here are the results from the rest of today. Exeter overcame Cardiff Met, and well, don't have the latest for you at this current moment, but it was a 5:15 kickoff, Edinburgh versus Loughborough. We'll keep you updated throughout the game once we get results in. Exeter Cardiff Met, Exeter still top of the tree. They are. I think they'll stay there until the power that they have is just incredible. Okay, and as the teams make their way out, let's have a look at the team sheets. Here's the starting 15 for the hosts, and head coach Nicola Evans makes 7 changes to the 15 that started against Exeter last time out. So, the referee's whistle gets us underway, and it's kicked deep into Cardiff territory. Early proceedings here, and off they go. That's a great break from Josh Sturziker, previously a winger. That really strong, really powerful. And she might go all the way here. It looks like she might. Oh my word! A try inside 20 seconds. Who saw that one coming? I tell you what, not Hartpury. My word. What an opening exchange for the hosts. Josh Sturziker becoming a really strong player. Showed her impact last season, stepping from the winger back to outside centre, and just really showing her dominance there in that play. Yeah, barely time to catch our breath in the commentary booth. Going through team sheets, I take one look up, and over the try line fly the hosts. Wow, Cardiff University could not have wished for a better start, and they'll have a chance now inside the first minute to add extras. It's a great start for Cardiff, really showing their determination. Yeah, big smile on your face, Zoe, and why not? So here we go, first conversion of the game, as you'd expect in the first minute. Not quite having the legs, but 5 points to the good go Cardiff University. And we are looking at a very shell-shocked Hartpury. Talk us through this one, Zoe. I think the first kick-off obviously not received, but then taken really strong, but that leg drive through the contact, and just stepping outside wingers, that ability to hand off, the ability to just step inside, outside, and look at the play in front of you and read it really well. Yeah, fantastic work from Sturziker, and Cardiff Uni not allowed to go again from kick-off. Hartpury much quicker to close down the opposition. And this is a bit more of a standard response. The exit play from Cardiff is great there. So, first line out of the game. Over trots hooker Amy Dale, captain for this evening.
fantastic player. She was in the BUCS Super Rugby Team of the Season last year. And first line out is a good one, almost fumbled in the hands of Nina Wilson. And let's see how Hartpury respond to that very, very early try.
Some really powerful hits and really protected rucks by Hartpury as well. They're really protecting that ball and don't want any turnovers.
So first chance to get it moving through the lines. They are shifting it quick, but a little bit of a fumble on the far side. Appears to be kept alive. Into touch they go, and big cheers from the bench of Cardiff University.
Yeah, new fullback Caro Thomas, really impactful player, been with Cardiff for years and just showing determination and power.
And it looks like it's 1 for 1 on line-outs, 100% so far from both sides. Before the referee does blow up for the offside. Ella Oldfield, the hooker for Cardiff University tonight, not in the squad last week, but tell us a little bit about her.
Really impactful player, really committed, dedicated, on pitch, off pitch. She has a great attitude to all of her games and is just a great player to have on the team. Really dominant, really supportful in her play, and that's just what you're looking for in the front row.
That you certainly are. So, next line out. And it still seems bizarre to say we're less than 4 minutes in and Cardiff University already 5-0 up, but that is the case. And Hartpury have to play almost the full 80 behind, but they've been called up here.
Yeah. Just another great pressure from Cardiff, really, demonstrating their determination to really put their stead in this game.
Yeah. First scrum as well, so we'll see who's going to come out on top here. The dominant side, it will be Lucy Seneca, ball in hand to pop it in this blustery, rainy fixture here in the south of Wales. Not anything the Cardiff girls won't be used to, of course. Rainiest city in the UK. No chance of the pitch churning up. This fantastic facility, though.
Yeah, Lucy Seneca's an impactful player.
Let's close this gap a little bit. Close the gap. Crouch! Bind!
Let's see what the scrum has to offer then.
Scrum, Hartpury just taking the lead in that scrum. They're a really dominant side, got some real power and real force behind some really talented girls.
Yep, and Hannah Marshall opts to kick to touch.
A good decision just to get them closer to their try line to make that drive for that try in response to Cardiff.
Yeah, well, we've got this break in play. Let's have a look at the starting 15s. Plenty of rotation for both sides. It's been 6 changes for Cardiff University, and talking about Lucy Seneca there, she comes into the squad. She'll be looking to link up with Eva Lewis, who's maintained her position for 10. Hay and Cross, another 2 who've been brought in for this one. Although interestingly, vice-captain Katie Williams has been dropped to the bench.
Caddy's an impactful player, really good at reading the game. Nice to have an impactful player come onto that pitch and make that impact after reading how the play is. Great at reading the play and responding from that and leading a team in that response.
Yeah, and out it pops now. Hartpury have their first chance inside 5. Into the hands of Marshall. Looks to kick across pitch. Who's going to get there first? Well, it looked like it was Hartpury who did get there first, but no, not to be. See the referee pull it back here. What's he given? Just wait and find out. Looks like it might have been an offside.
That ball protected really well as well by Anna Hing, also played for Wales in under-20s and just demonstrating real strength in her position.
Yeah, Anna Hing, fantastic player, as you say, represented Wales under-20s. Starts at 11 tonight, started last week. Great player for Cardiff.
Really great player for Cardiff. Also took part of the Celtic Challenge. and so has travelled with Wales. Impactful player, really good knowledge of the game.
Yeah, not to be outdone by her opposite number 11. It's Daisy Aspinall who starts there for Hartpury tonight. She, another one, represented her country at under-20s level. Recently I was lucky enough to watch her in the Transatlantic Series. Got a fantastic try against Canada there.
Yeah.
Strong wingers on the pitch. Strong wingers up in the commentary booth as well, though.
Ball's available.
See display of power from the visitors. Out it comes. Another crossfield pass. There is space. This time it's not looking like it's going to bounce out. Oh, but it does trickle in the end. The bounce was unkind. So close, but not to be once more for Hartpury.
Okay, Cardiff, captain.
I think the pressures that Cardiff are putting on that line are really demonstrating why Hartpury are going for that kick. A credit to Cardiff's defence, really.
Yeah, twice now Clara Grizzle-Johnson on this near side. Not in the squad last time out. Brought in today. Almost had 2 tries for herself within the first 10 minutes there. But as you say, Cardiff University holding firm. Grizzle-Johnson, one of the 3 starters this evening who took part last week in the Hartpury University seconds game against Exeter seconds, rewarded with a start in this one. Ooh, slightly unorthodox restart from Cardiff Uni here, and it has fallen into the hands of Hartpury. Out they come this side, and Grizzle-Johnson's free again. We'll see if it makes it. Instead, it's lovely darting run. Is she going to go all the way? No, off low to Grizzle-Johnson, and it's white line fever because it's knocked on. Oh, it was beautiful work from Lucia Scott. And another mistake from Hartpury.
Just missed. The play is just so almost desperate. The girls are really looking for that try, and almost just offloading and not really focusing on the reset of that play. Also credit to Cardiff's defence again.
Yeah, it was a weaving run from Scott, and this time it'll be Hopkins who opts for the brute force route. Another one of those team of the season players. Gwenan Hopkins actually voted player of the season last year in BUCS Super Rugby. Just another example of the fantastic talent on display.
Quite a few notable players to watch in both teams.
There certainly are. Testament to the standard of WBSR, and it looks like we may have our first try for the visitors, and we do. Over the line go Hartpury, levelling the score, and you have to say it's been coming.
They were really determined for that try, and I think well deserved. The three attacks that they gave, multiple phases, really determined to just work together as a team and get that ball across the line.
Yeah, they've tried down the wing on this near side. In the end, it's the far side to us where the ball is placed over. Moving it through the lines very nicely, out to the winger. And over the try line they go. Chance for the extras then for Hartpury. Great distance on the kick, but not quite the accuracy in the end. So here it is, the try, as we say, moving the ball out wide so nicely. Another great bit of weaving play, this time from Marshall. Few side steps into the hands. Bang, over to the outside, and over the line goes the aforementioned Daisy Aspinall. Really is one with pace to burn, and punished Cardiff there.
Yeah, definitely did.
Not the happiest response.
No,
understandably so.
It is great play. They are incredible players, and it's just really great to watch two sides who are so competitive go against each other.
Certainly is. Here's Hopkins crashing to the ground. Hartpury go again.
Look for that offload, but just couldn't get a secure offload.
This way, not rolling. Not rolling,
So,
preventing.
Infringement there, not rolling away, Cardiff University. So it'll be the diminutive Hannah Marshall who opts to kick, and it just about sneaks out of touch once more. The hands of Eleanor Hing just
Take the line.
slipping through. It is a greasy surface out there tonight. The rain is still battering down, as you can see from all the umbrellas on the far side. But here is that Hartpury University lineup. And as we say, there's a few changes in this squad as well. 6 to be precise. You can see Captain Amy Dale will be partnered by Meg Lewis in the front row, and it was Erin Bradley who came up from the bench to start. Pearce and Hopkins also coming into the squad this week. And Hartpury are looking to go again here. There is a bit of space on the far side. Are they going to catch the pacey Lucia Scott? They caught her, but they couldn't stop her. Over the line she goes, and Hartpury now control this fixture. 5 points up in the blink of an eye. They've turned this game on its head, and Cardiff University will be ruining their mistakes.
It's just fast, powerful, agile play from Scott. I think that definitely a player to watch, and weaving through those gaps. Any gaps in Cardiff's defence won't be forgiven by Hartpury at all.
Yeah, one of the many players from Hartpury was in the team of the season last year, and she's shown that quality there. I mean, weaving through the defence, the speed, the agility, but also the power to get over the line in the end. So Hartpury, 5 points to the good, potentially 12. Yeah, such a strong kick through the posts there. And there it is, Hartpury 12, Cardiff University 5. Just over 13 minutes being played. Talk us through this one, Zoe.
The play is just really quick through the hands. I mean, selling defenders in the front, balls going out the back, and then you just make those holes in defence by drawing the defenders in the right places. You read the defence really well. Ball comes out the back, defender sold by another player. Hit that gap, powerful run, and you win that goal.
Yeah, that combination of pace and power from Scott, so hard to defend against, and she gets her rewards at the end of that run. Hartpury finding so much joy on that far side.
Some really powerful leg drives through contact by Hartpury, really dominant over that gain line, making sure that those contacts they're taking are not dominant from Cardiff, unfortunately.
Yep, here they come. There's space on the near side for Grizzle Johnson. If they can get the ball into her hands, and they can, and here she goes. She's got pace to burn.
Taken down by Caro Thomas.
Yeah, lovely defensive work from Cardiff University, and it had to be. Grizzle Johnson was away. So Hartpury will look to reset, and Cardiff University need to be wary because they've conceded down their right-hand side twice now already.
Just some through the hands play there.
Quick hands again, and this time Grizzle Johnson beats one, beats two. Brought down just on the 5 metre line. Hartpury keeping the pressure.
Some contacts and some red balls here from the forwards for support play.
Here they go, Hartpury. Ebbing ever closer. They've got numbers on the far side, and the ball slips out of the hands.
Some really good pressure from Cardiff there. It's really hard to defend on that line. When the play is moving so quickly, it's really credit to Cardiff's shift in defence.
Yeah, superb defensive work. Reminiscent of what we saw in the first 5 minutes whilst the pressure was being applied by Hartpury. Forcing the knock on as well. Kick's not gone all the way, and here come Hartpury, already closing in on that 5 metre line.
Roll!
Hannah Marshall conducting things from fly half so far.
Really determined for that gain line again. They're just breaking that gain line and contact every time. Really powerful play from Hartpury.
Powerful play, persistent play, not giving up.
We'll go back, always under pressure.
An exit from Cardiff. Trying to get out of that zone to stop defending on their try line. Difficult area to defend, really trying to exit that at the moment.
Now Zoe, obviously you're a winger, part of the backs, but how important are the forwards in moments like this to hold off those Hartpury attacks?
The forwards are so important. I think they read the game really well, going under the ball when the ball's trying to be tried, reading the defence as well, so reading the attack, sorry. So when the attack is shifting around and the play is moving, it's really important that the players are communicating with each other, which Cardiff are doing successfully today.
Yeah, so often it's the backs that get the plaudits, scoring the tries, you know, tricky wingers, etc. But how important are players like Harrison, captain tonight?
So important. Claudia Harrison is such an impact player, really positive, a really great leader for the team this season. They couldn't ask for more, really, and a positive captain who has really great things to say about everyone. For, like, positive criticisms, comes out of the game with positives and negatives, which really help Cardiff develop. And the forwards in rugby do really set up the backs for that play. I mean, they couldn't really get very far side pitch without them, really.
Yep, one of those forwards, Rose Holstead's just receiving some treatment there, but she's back in to that front row, ready for the scrum.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Cardiff scrum hoping to dominate here with an exit kick to try and get out of that red zone for them.
And it's Senek who was looking for the ball, but she's not going to get it. Hartpury have it in the hands of Hopkins.
And it's held up by Cardiff.
Superb work. Once again, those forwards doing what we said they have to do.
Yeah, you've got 10, Eva Lewis putting in some really good work there at the defensive line.
What was that, sorry?
Hartpury just so quick to set their read on the game and their players and their positions, really knowledgeable.
Yeah, they've got their shape worked out, and that kick has worked out for Cardiff. Here they come. A couple side steps later, and there's momentum being gained by the hosts.
Right, 2 knock-ons, first from red, second from black.
Couple knock-ons. The first was from Hartpury, so they'll bring it back. There'll be a Cardiff scrum. And a slightly unusual kick worked well into the favour of Cardiff there.
Works well. Anna Hing really reads that space and that interception of that ball regularly really well, and that just shown in the attack here. Just let down slightly by reading the ball on support play.
Yeah, Eleanor Hing there. Seen her throughout the season. Plenty of pace. A couple side steps in there as well. Agile player, someone that Cardiff will be hoping to get on the ball tonight, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Crouch!
One to watch when she's got the ball
Bind!
in position.
Set!
Well, let's see if this scrum will end up back in Cardiff's hands.
Such a strong scrum from Hartpury there.
Out it comes, not into the hands of Cardiff. Here they come again. Hartpury University. Lovely footwork.
Rip, backwards. It's taken back, it was a rip.
Tackle and try-saving ball from Eleanor Hing, again putting in another great work for Cardiff.
Yeah, she's standing out amongst those players in black, attacking and defending very strongly. And Grizzle Johnson, you feel like it might be her night. It might not be her night. She's had a few tries now, but it feels as though inevitability is in the air when Clara Grizzle Johnson gets the ball. She had a couple tries just taken out of her hands. She's causing carnage down this right wing.
It's difficult as a winger sometimes, you know, like the space is in front of you, but when the defence is really hot, you've got a step, and sometimes it just isn't possible with like a lack of support play. But hopefully she'll get across that line and score that try because she is determined.
Yeah, here they come then, Hartpury. Ball kept alive. Cardiff clear their lines as they must.
Nothing coming there, always under pressure. Go back and knock on.
So it'll be brought back for the knock-on, and Cardiff just cannot get out of their own 10-metre line. I mean, at this point, barely out of the own 5-metre line. How difficult is it? How taxing is it mentally in these situations to keep holding out, keep yourselves in the game?
It can be really difficult. I mean, defending, especially in that area for such a long period of time, takes commitment, it takes communication. You've got to read the game really well. And credit to Cardiff that they've been there, that Hartpury have been there for so long and not put that many points on them. They just need to really keep this up now and get out of that area.
Yeah, and presumably the longer they hold Hartpury off, the stronger. I'll tell you what, hold that thought, because Hartpury have recovered the ball and it looks like they're going to get over the line. That they have. A little bit of obscured view here, but yes, try given. Unsure who it was who eventually popped the ball down. A mass of bodies. But as we said, so hard to hold out for Cardiff University in those situations. Hartpury so dominant, so strong, biding their time, forcing their way over the line. 5 more points, and well, for a kicker of Molly Bunker's quality, it may be another 2 on top. Tell you what, for Hartpury, with Charlie Maymans benched, not a bad deputy to have Molly Bunker in. Is such a strong kicker.
Really credit to them both. They've got such a strong starting and impact players to really show their talent and their drive in this sport. All really achieving great things for Hartpury University.
Yeah, well, one of those great things, as you say, is 7 more points. The ball fumbles out. We'll see who it comes into the hands of, looks like it might be Gwen and Hopkins, just driving her way over the line.
Just those really dominant scrums from Hartpury, showing how really they put a challenge on Cardiff and dominating that line.
Yeah, pressure paying off for the visitors. So Cardiff Uni will have to go again. Good line speed to get up, but they've got to hold off Hartpury here. Yards being gained. And they opt to kick over the top.
That tactical kick just being chased by fullback and winger for Cardiff.
Taking
it as far as possible and hopefully going to make some gain yards from the space they've now got.
Yeah, it was Thomas who picked it up into the hands of Hing. She was brought down by Grizzle Johnson.
And Cardiff just win that ball.
Yeah, that'll add to their confidence, I'm sure. If you're out there right now, Zoe, what are you thinking to try and relieve some of this pressure? What's the game plan for Cardiff?
Game plan for Cardiff, that red zone is really a space that we don't want to be in, and they're exiting, as Hayward has just shown there in their play. Really impactful player to come off the bench for Hayward. Being in that area is really not an ideal for Cardiff, for any team actually. You really want to get out of that defensive area and into the green zone in the middle.
Yeah, and here they are, just over the halfway line. Cardiff now. Oldfield will look to put it in. Taking her time with it.
Gabby Della Savina, really impactful player there at number 7.
And out they come. Good speed from Cardiff University.
Great line from Caro Thomas.
Yeah, fantastic work. And they get the penalty. Thomas, wow. Lovely work from the fullback.
Really good breakthrough, that contact, and on that gain line, really working to push past that defensive line to get through Hartpury's defence. Yeah,
and it looks like, as you mentioned before, M. Hayward onto the pitch, already having a bit of an impact.
Inside, retreat!
Definitely, they always have an impact when they come onto the pitch. Really positive, really driven attitude.
I'll tell you what, that bounce has gone all the way down the touchline and has forced Cardiff way back into their 10 metres.
Retreat.
So
9, retreat!
Let's see how they deal with this one. It's the kick into the hands of Aspinall. Wow, running lines, and my word, great speed. It's taken 3 or 4 to stop her at this point.
No, fine now.
The kick chase does just disrupt the defence, and it's really easy to look for gaps in that, as Aspinall just has proven.
Yeah, Desi Aspinall already on the score line, on the score sheet tonight. Oh, and here's another one. Wow, it's a darting run. It's Marshall going all the way. Great speed, great trickery, jinking, jiving, over the line she goes. What a try that is for Hartpury.
Just incredible speed, really, to just be stepping players and really showing why she's on the starting 15.
My word, she started the game so well. It's no surprise she's got herself on that score sheet, and my word. We'll see just how many metres she's made up there, but so many in front of her. Didn't faze her in the slightest. She may be small, but she is mighty. So as Bunker adds the extras, Hartpury have secured themselves a bonus point, and it really is looking like it may be already in the hands of Hartpury, this victory. But here we go again, my word.
Just those forwards really selling that defence for Hartpury, drawing in players from Cardiff and giving her that room to just really hit that gap, put leg drive in and show Cardiff what she's about.
Yeah, Hannah Marshall, as we say, she had a great game so far, an excellent try, causing all sorts of problem for this Cardiff Uni defence. And how difficult is it to play against someone who is that fast and that agile once the ball's in their hands?
It's so difficult. You want to protect that ball, you really want to turn over that ball, but when they're such an impactful player, it's difficult to read their play because they really respond to that game in front of them.
Retreat.
So, consistent pressure from Hartpury. Ball's back in their hands this time. Lucia Scott has to be brought down. But it is relentless from those in red.
You can see Cardiff really trying for those tackles, 2-on-1 tackles even, really trying to make those dominant tackles to stop the powerful Hartpury players.
Yeah, they have to. And speaking of power, oh, it was the hands of Battershill who offloads lovely into that of Gwenanne Hopkins. And we've been talking about her all game. We've been talking about the ability she possesses, the power. She had herself a try earlier. She's got herself a second. Gwenanne Hopkins makes it 31-5 for Hartpury University.
Just that slip through defence is really great, reading those gaps in defence from Cardiff and really utilising the space that they have.
So plenty of tries in quick succession for Hartpury. Cardiff got to be thinking about a regroup now. You can see them behind the posts there, just chatting amongst themselves. What's going through their minds? It's been electric from Hartpury since they went 5-0 down.
Cardiff are really good at regaining their attitude towards the game. I think they never lose why or how they play. They put the same amount of determination into the game, whether they're winning by 50, losing by 50, it doesn't matter to them. They've got the same drive, determination and team spirit as always. And that will show for the rest of the game. The support play from Cardiff is great, as shown in these tackles where you've got the support play, but just Hartpury just slipping through that defence with powerful leg drives.
Yeah, Georgia Battershill. Such power from the second row. And it just provides the opportunity, opens up spaces. Gwenanne Hopkins says, thank you very much. I'll take that try. I'll get the points to my name. But as we said a few times tonight, the forwards have such a big impact on the game, even if they're not getting their name on the score sheet. So hard to defend against that kind of power.
Really hard to defend against power, especially in the scrums in this game. Hartpury are really showing their power in that. And I think tackles as well, just those dominant leg drives through the gain line for Hartpury in their attack. Like so, just here, just pushing over that gain line.
This time, Burtonshaw.
Nice turnover for Cardiff there.
Yeah, you can hear the screams from the hosts. Fans just to the right of us, almost joining us in the commentary booth.
Great work from Claudia Harrison, Cardiff captain. Just really showing how committed she is to the game and the defence.
Ball not quite kicked into touch, almost dragged into touch. Yep, there it is.
President of the club, Liv Price, really showing power. Really strong, impactful player. Again, just coming onto the pitch and showing what she's about.
Yeah, Liv Price, keep your eyes peeled for her. Number 5, second row. As the lineup goes deep, but not straight, says the referee.
Option, scrum, or line out. Scrum.
How frustrating is that for Cardiff? Set piece is so important at this stage of the game. Get themselves some territory inside 10.
The pressures of playing against teams like Hartpury is really high, and Cardiff do maintain that with Savina being lifted in the air, Della Savina being lifted in the air. She's a really strong player, but sometimes the pressure of being where you are is just hard to handle.
Set.
Cardiff will reset and come back with dominance.
So here they come, Hartpury once more. Grizzle Johnson, good sidestep, but good defence from Cardiff, holding her up before she can get those legs going. Strong power though. Battershill again, we've seen that on display.
Just really hard lines from Hartpury, breaking that gain line, just really determined to not let that ball go backwards.
Yeah, Hannah Marshall conducting things from 10.
Knock on forced by Cardiff's defence there, real credit to them. Another scrum, let's just see what power they bring to this.
Yeah, I think you were very much onto something, as you would be, Zoe. You know these players inside out. I mean, the fight, the determination, the spirit. They've conceded a lot of points in quick succession, but they're not giving up, not at all.
No, the real credit to Cardiff in their determination in the leagues and all games they play. Losses, wins, real credit to them as people, and the team is just so collected in every game they play. It's incredible to see. They're all focused. You can see their eyes on the game, their eyes on that scrum, waiting for that ball to come into their hands and play some really powerful attack that we know they're capable of. And here's their opportunity.
Yep, here they come. That's not gone forward, so they'll keep the ball. And lovely power.
Play.
Wow.
Emily Hay inside centre, just so powerful in her attack. Really hard to defend against.
She is, but the ball is turned over. And that's frustrating for the hosts.
really frustrating, but maintained in that centre pitch. We're really fighting as Cardiff now to not let Hartpury get anywhere closer to their try line.
Yeah, they've got the scrum, as you say, not letting them get near the try line, keeping up that pressure. We spoke before the game here at BUCS to Nicola Evans, and that was something she was keen. She said it is going to take a while. It's going to take a few seasons to get up to the level of a Hartpury. Let's not forget, Hartpury, BUCS champions 3 years in a row. This is not your average WBSR side. And it is going to take time to get up to that level, but there are signs. You've seen flashes of it. We saw the try in the first 5 minutes. There are players there for Cardiff. So there's always encouraging signs here.
Definitely, Cardiff they really come together as a team, and they've had the last season was their first season in BUCS Super Rugby, and they've maintained that. They went bottom of the league last year, and they won't be this year. Determined for them.
Got a release on the floor. Got a release. It's a tackle.
Yep, more determination from the Welsh side. Hartpury determined to get more points on the board. They look hungry, do the visitors. Here they come once more, a couple handoffs and yards gained.
Really
Out it comes, keeping up the pace. It is relentless from Hartpury, and lovely hands, can't be kept alive.
Into the hands of Josh Sturziker,
Knock on
outside
advantage,
centre, really strong player.
Try scorer, we've seen her run tonight. This is better from Cardiff. Strong defence. Trying to build some phases. Out it comes. Over to the far side they go. Opt to kick from, I think it was Emily Hay. Apologies. Josh Sturziker, I believe. Difficult to see from our angle. Slightly lower down the camera for those of you at home.
Really great two centres to have on the pitch for Cardiff. Really strong, really well connected, both really dominant in attack and defence.
Yeah, we saw, speaking of those centres, Josh Sturziker. Correct me if that pronunciation is slightly wrong. Bit of a tongue twister. But Josh Sturziker, we saw that fantastic try, running almost the length of the pitch. Do you think it's important Cardiff can try to get the ball into her hands a bit more?
I really do. Really impactful player, as we've seen in Cardiff Swansea varsity. She's really impactful. Joined the team not really long ago, hadn't really played that much rugby, and is just showing what she can do there in front of us with that dominant defence there.
Yeah, taking down her opposite number, Burton Shaw. Hartpury up to go quickly, and they're so good at moving it quickly as they fire it into the hands of Hopkins. Here they go again. Oh, breaking lines.
Tackle release.
Just that defence on ball by Thomas in 15.
Yeah, but it was Batterseal. This time it's come out into the hands of the hooker. Can she go all the way? Not quite. Held up. Couple metres to go. Cardiff are strong, but not strong enough. Over it goes for Hartpury. Another 5 on the board. Cardiff so close to keeping it held up. They tried and tried again inside that 5 metre line. They are resilient, but in the end, not quite enough. 5 more points, a potential 7, especially with Bunker on the conversions. Frustrating for Cardiff University. All that hard work not quite paying off.
Really frustrating, but showing dominance in some defence on that try line. I mean, pushing 3 phases on that try line and spreading that ball left to right on that pitch, really showing the defence from Cardiff, pushing them across and forcing Hartpury to move the ball further outwards.
And Bunker does what Bunker does, puts it between the posts. Try and take a closer look at who did get the ball over in the end. So see the hands of the scrum half taken very quickly. They try to go down the left-hand side, where they have been successful plenty of times this evening. Hopkins brought down. What goes wrong here for Cardiff?
I think just those back players selling that defence. Caroline Thomas there holding on to the ball really tight, trying to not concede that try.
Yeah, it was Batterseal. See on the floor there, broke the line and out into the hands of Captain Dale.
Just some really good fending from Hartpury.
So hard to stop that kind of power. And over the line it went. But back in here, the action. Cardiff are keeping up the pressure. Oh, lovely step and great pace. Here they come, Cardiff University. Thomas. She's brought down.
Really powerful line breaks from Carolina Thomas. She's powerful, she's impactful, she's fast.
Yep, Della Savina with yards gained.
Quick recovery there from Lucy Senek.
Yeah, they're moving it much quicker now, Cardiff University. M. Hayward.
Cardiff really protecting that ruck now, really wanting these points in this area.
Much better. Here she comes again. We've seen her get on the scoreboard already. Sturzica. They go again. This time they opt to go towards the far side. Oldfield's held up. But in the end, a turnover given. Another frustrating moment for Cardiff University, just starting to build up some phases and perhaps some yards gained. They've given the ball up.
Nice take from Josh Sturzica.
Yeah, lovely catch in these tough conditions, and she pops it out near side into the hands of the pacey. I don't know, hang, but can they keep? Yes, they can, Cardiff University.
Well protected that play. Really trying to read that
was.
play with Sturzica and Hing, and they do connect really well, both really great players. Just too close to that touchline.
Yeah, you saw Hing's legs start to motor, and you thought there was a chance in it for Cardiff.
It's a really quick turner from Hartpury again, reading the game really well. As soon as that ball is free for possession.
Yeah, these turnovers proving so crucial tonight. As Dale forces her way through, and Hartpury push again and again. So physical.
Really physical in the centre of the pitch.
Oh.
I think that they're really, both teams are determined to show that physicality.
Yeah, it's lovely hands once more from the fly half. They smell blood, Hartpury, you can feel it.
No!
Here's Bunker. Into the hands of the skipper, Oldfield. Apologies, Amy Dale. Now Marshall. Bunker again, there's space. She finds it and flies over the line. Sheer quality from the centre. Molly Bunker adds 5. I'm sure she'll get the chance to add 2. One of those many English under-20 internationals. A try for her this evening, and it really is sheer class.
You can see what it means for those players, really getting that ball across the line. Impactful play is important, but when you do get across that ball over the line, it just gives you a little boost, and I think Hartpury are really thriving off that, as they're probably quite used to being such a dominant team in the league. And
they are the dominant team in the league, as you say. Not quite top of the tree just yet. Exeter still in first place in the WBSR table, but Hartpury so hot on their heels, and you can imagine they're going to be thereabouts at the end of the season again. They've won 3 in a row. I'm sure everyone at the club wants to win 4 in a row.
Really important to them for them to put points on the board and not just work their way up the table, but prove to every other team what they're about in their attack.
Yep, and so as the referee calls for half, just a reminder that our clock is not synced with the referee's watch. Closest we will get for you. Hartpury, they've won 4 in a row at the start of the season. It's been a couple games without a victory, but it is looking like the points will be theirs this evening, Zoe.
Yes, unfortunately for Cardiff it is. I think what's really important for Cardiff is just to maintain the power in the play they've got, the mentality to really sit together as a team and to have those players in support of one another, trying to break that gain line in their attack. From Hartpury's defence is a credit, because Hartpury's defence is really strong, so any small win from Cardiff they'll take, but they'll be talking about that now.
Yeah, so let's take a look back at some of the action in the first half, and I mean it was a rapid start. Barely able to sit down, and here they come, Cardiff University flying down the wing. Sturzica, no one able to get near her. What a try this was.
Incredible, she'll be loving that moment. But again, a really selfless player, and we'll just credit the rest of her team for that try, despite it being her power and speed that forced her over that gain line and her legs wheeling her down that pitch. Just Hartpury not being able to chase that run down.
Yeah, inside 20 seconds, and it gave Hartpury work to do, but if there's one team in this league that can do it, well, it is those in red. Gwennon Hopkins causing problems all game. Hannah Marshall controlling things at 10. We saw her here. A sidestep, take a few out of the game, kept a hold of the ball into the hands of Bunker. And well, it was that far side where the first couple of tries came from. The pace of Aspinall just far too much for Cardiff there.
reading that game ahead really well. Every gap they have, they really take it to their advantage. You can see that gain line, the real power in their rucks. They really don't want to give that ball away, and they haven't too many times, and it's really showing in the scoreboard.
Yeah, once more, Hopkins started this move off. You just see this try. Beautiful work. They needed these points, Hartpury. Let's not forget, it's a shock for them to go 5-0 down, but what a player to have on the wing when there is space in front of you. Daisy Aspinall, so fast, such a threat.
Real positive impact for Hartpury to have these players coming in attack, selling this defence through the outside centre multiple times, running those hard lines and just drawing in Cardiff's defence to make room for these impactful players.
Yeah, and this time it was Lucia Scott who bounced off everyone who came near her. The fullback, the flying fullback. Not just open play where Hartpury can cause you danger though, set pieces as well. And it was a Cardiff Uni scrum that this came from, on the 5 metre line, and just look at the power. Ball pops out the side, and over the line goes Gwennon Hopkins.
Just shows the power of Hartpury's forwards really. Cardiff forwards really putting up a fight, but it just wasn't enough on that try line. Yeah,
we use that word time and time again to discuss this Hartpury team, and this is the 4th try. Aspinall, great speed. This is the one that secured them that bonus point. Every point matters in the WBSR, so crucial 4th try. Aspinall started the move. She ran almost the width of the pitch to gain some space, and well, speaking of space, the person to exploit it, Hannah Marshall, my word. Not a soul could touch her.
Just difficult really when your attack is then so split, when you've got people running through lines and defence, and it's really hard to defend against such agile players.
Yeah, that was the 10, but let's talk about 9, Nina Wilson. She caught the ball, started this move off.
Really setting up Hartpury for really good play, protecting that ball. As soon as that ball's potential of Hartpury possession, they're really, really trying for it.
Yeah, that half-back pairing causing all kinds of issues for Cardiff University. Wilson and Marshall. There's Marshall again, and wow. Display of, we'll use that word again, power. Georgia Battershill holding off 3 or 4 Cardiff defenders before just slipping it into the hands of Gwennon Hopkins to power over the line, get another try for the visitors.
Hartpury really just looking for those gaps in defence again, and just selling them, defending, the handoffs and the offloads really, really present in Hartpury's play. Offloads have given them a lot of gain line and a lot of advantage in these areas of play.
Yep, and that far side causing problems once more. Hopkins driving through a couple, eventually taken down. It was resolute defending from Cardiff University. They have been like that all game. They have tried, they have stopped attack after attack, but in the end, pressure pays off. It was the hooker who caused an issue. Amy Dale, before Cardiff sneak over the try line. And finally, see the last one. Captain Dale once more causing problems. Out it comes. Marshall, bunker, try. So many excellent individuals, and when they start to gel out on the pitch like that, it is so hard to defend. And of course, not just the tries, but the kicks. Molly Bunker over the tee. It is just conversion after conversion after conversion. But if you're enjoying what you're seeing here on BUCS Super Rugby, well, here are some of the fixtures we've got coming up for you. And look at that double header. Cardiff clash, Met versus Uni. That is a Christmas cracker. Can't wait for that one. And of course in January as well, Swansea taking on Hartpury in men's BSR. Looking forward to those fixtures. So we're back underway here at Llanrumney. And a troubling kick for Hartpury gets us underway. Cardiff University chasing it down, and big cheers here in the stands. That's plenty of territory, plenty of possession and yards up the pitch.
Really great game for Cardiff. They'll really want to be here, use where they are to really try and put some points on that board and show what they're about.
Well, they got off to a blistering start in the first half. It was less than 20 seconds to score. They're not quite going to match that this time out, but they're still within the first minute of the second. And let's see how much damage they can do whilst Hartpury look to escape. And over the 10-metre they go. I'm sure the message at half-time from Andrew Ford was more of the same. And why not? Because this time it's Bunker who has to be brought down. Is there a turnover available as the ball spills loose? Not quite.
Cardiff really looking for that turnover, really looking to get their hands in for that jackal, that powerful clear out in the ruck. It just is difficult to do with such powerful players at Hartpury.
Yep, here they come again.
Just that pressure and defence from Cardiff, forcing mistakes like this.
Yeah, great work from Harrison.
Really hard to contest a ruck where you've got 3 players defending. They really don't want to lose that ball, Hartpury.
No, and in the end they have to look to go long because the defence from Cardiff was too persistent. So often they found gaps in those lines. And Cardiff University did force them to kick, but they'll go short as they approach the halfway line now, and that could be a knock-on. Instead it's into the hands, oh no. It looked like Della Savina was away. Ball just slipping out. It's so greasy out there. That ball is so wet. The rain, I don't know how this is possible, Zoe, but it appears to have got even harder.
It does, and it's so difficult to play in the rain. You just have to get closer as a team, nicer passes, really understand each other as players to play to the conditions instead of play for the game. And for that try, you really want to work together, close-knit.
Yeah, I mean, look at it pouring down. No strangers to it, Cardiff, as we mentioned. But even this, borderline biblical. Traditionally, you would have seen mud everywhere. You would have seen sticky conditions. But on these slick 4G surfaces, it poses all kinds of problems.
It's a credit for the girls being able to train here and play here. Playing at home is really, really a great thing for any team. Giving them just that edge over where they're playing. It's familiar, but this weather does really just sometimes let the play down.
Yeah, and it is a credit to these newer pitches with the artificial turf. It does allow you to train and play consistently on the same pitches, get used to them, play in all conditions as well, even well into winter. No games called off at all, but here come Hartpury. Here they go, Bunker, handoff, pass 2, pass 3, and past the posts. Molly Bunker secures another try to her name. Hartpury secure another 5 points. It's right under the posts for the visitors, and it's taken them just under 4 minutes to get back into winning ways.
Just those offloads from Hartpury, giving them space, giving them opportunity. They're not just taking the contact easily, they're taking it, they want gain from it, they want an offload from it, whether it's a hand out the front to players and support. Their support is credible.
Yeah, and it looked like Cardiff have come out of the blocks much better so far, and they have been better in this second half. The ball hadn't really entered the final 10 metres for them. But as we say, individuals for this Hartpury team. Molly Bunker, poof, stamping her authority on the game from open play, from set pieces.
It's that chase down from Cardiff, really trying to put some pressure on it, but it's not affecting her.
No, not Molly Bunker. Doesn't seem like anything can affect her this evening. Here we go, those offloads you spoke about. So quick.
There's one lovely hand from the front, just putting her into space.
And here comes Hopkins, handoff of a couple. No one's got the pace to catch her. Slides over the line for another 5. And extras, another 7 to her name. So often we talk about momentum in sport, Zoe. So often momentum is mentioned in rugby too. How hard is it to stop this Hartpury train once they start scoring? You know, we saw it. It took a while. Cardiff scored the first try of the game. We saw Hartpury. It took them, you know, a few minutes to get back into it. But once they got that try, it was then just consistent pressure.
It is really great to keep up momentum. When you look at that scoreboard as a Hartpury player, it gives you momentum. You want to just keep driving with that same success rate. Cardiff will really be looking to put some points on the board, though. I think, like with winning lineouts, like that one we just saw, really clinical, as they've been working on in training, really impactful forwards, and they'll really want to put some stead on the pitch.
Yep, and this is better from Cardiff. As you mentioned, winning lineouts, being brave, attacking that defence. They've got to be strong, and they've got to ensure they don't lose any easy turnovers. Much easier said than done against this Hartpury side, but this is better in the phases.
Successfully breaking that gain line, which is really great. Caddy Williams now on for Cardiff, about to show her strengths.
Yep, the vice-captain, what can she bring to the game?
Really powerful player, just reads the game really well, can put players into positions, put them into places for them to hit those gaps, read the space and make decisions on the gameplay and really control that game from her position.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see what she can do in possession, because a wayward pass has forced a turnover and Hartpury have ball in hand. Marshall, ball comes out to this near side. Oh, that knock on for Hartpury. Maybe just the break in play Cardiff need, because Aspinall was free on this near side, and we know the damage she can cause with space in front of her.
Credit to Cardiff in their defence, just really pressing for those knock-ons, anything they can gain really from the loss of play from Hartpury, and they really will look to credit from that. It's hard to play in these conditions, slippery ball.
Yeah, as the wind picks up now, causing all sorts of issues. Apologies if you can hear that down our microphones at home. It is a horrible night here in Cardiff, and Hartpury are looking to cause more misery as they come forward. Charging now through Piers.
Still that contest in the ruck, but just an overlap in attack
plenty of
here.
numbers on the near side for Hartpury, and here we go. Here's Aspinall. Oh, crucial tackle.
Carolina Thomas just showing her strengths in defence there. Really dominant defensive player.
Yeah, Thomas had to stop her because Aspinall was just starting to build up a head of steam. And here we go. Hartpury, oh, it's another jinking run from deep. Lovely hands as well, quick hands into the hands of the fly half. Unselfish play on the far side from Grizzle Johnson.
It's that strong leg drive through contact.
Yeah, this time it's Gemma Bell who forces her way over the line.
Really credible player with that leg drive through contact, really looking for that game line and not giving in to any contact.
Yeah, they tried it near side through Aspinall. They work it out to the right-hand side. We thought Clara Grizzle Johnson may have a go, but it was the quick offload to Marshall and eventually into the hands of Gemma Bell, the 6. My word. Another try on the board for Hartpury University. Another display of individual prowess. Cardiff looked to chase down the kick, but to no avail. Might have put off Bunker slightly, but the post does her a favour, just nicking off the inside. Through it goes. And here they go. Marshall jinking and jiving. Gets brought down by that resolute Cardiff Uni line.
Just showing that leg drive through contact, really not giving up until that ball is across that line.
Yeah, Gemma Bell. Haven't spoken of her much this evening, but it doesn't seem to matter who the ball gets into the hands of for this Hartpury side. Everyone can cause problems. Everyone is a threat.
They are a team to watch for sure, and obviously Cardiff have been preparing for this game. They recognise Hartpury's strengths and really just trying to match that.
Slight fumble in there is spotted by the referee.
Just a scrum down to Cardiff now. They'll really want to capitalise on these opportunities with a few players that have come on the pitch now for substitutions, some really impactful players. You've got Millie Boltquill coming in as a centre. She's really impactful, so let's see what they can do.
Yeah, Millie Bulkwell, one of those who started last time out, as did Anna Davis. I believe she's entered the pitch as well. So plenty of fresh legs and plenty of experienced fresh legs in the WBSR as well.
Lots of experience coming on for Cardiff now, and it'll be really interesting to see what they can utilise.
Yep, here they come, and it is through Millie Bulkwell.
Just a little offload from that defence there from Millie into the hands of Lucy.
Yeah, and Jones getting some more vital yards. Cardiff, they're starting to enjoy a bit more territory now as they break through the 10-metre. And still going here, Cardiff University.
You can really see what it means to them to be in this position and be where they are.
That you can. Great hands once more. Ball spills loose. They've got to recover it. They do. Oh, wonderful play on that far side. And they're going to fly over the try line. Eleanor Hing, in the end, gets the points. It was quick hands. Delicious rugby from Cardiff University. They may be behind. It may be almost done in this contest, but they are still giving it their all, and you've got to credit them for that.
It's a credit to Cardiff. You can see the smiles on their faces. Wins are small wins for Cardiff. Small wins are wins for Cardiff, sorry. They really capitalise on that, get around each other as a team. That support play was incredible. The ball didn't go their way slightly. It was recovered, it was picked up, and the attacking play was still good enough to get past Hartpury's defence.
Yeah, we'll no doubt watch it back in a moment. Started to break through the lines, make those phases, and it did slip out of the hands, but so well recovered by Harrison in that moment to keep the pressure up. Momentum, we spoke of it earlier, and Cardiff kept it up that time, still causing Hartpury problems regardless of the scoreline. Such a credit to their university and to their coach, Nicola Evans.
A real credit for Cardiff, and it'll mean a lot for them. Also give them a boost now for the rest of the second half to really continue that play, continue those leg drives through the contact, and really just not take anything from Hartpury, because they are capable of it.
And what about that offload from Bulkwell? It did break down, it was recovered. Sturziker into the hands of Turley and eventually into that of Hing. And she got those legs going. There was no one catching her. Sliding through for 5 points. Extras added.
Offloads like that just really important in this play, despite them in contact the Hartpury players are wrapping, and Cardiff really just don't want to take it. They're saying, we're in our space, we want that try.
Yeah, we talk about how important points can be at both ends of the table here tonight, and whilst it seems unlikely any bonus for being within 7 for Cardiff, 4 tries and you get that bonus point.
Yeah.
Potentially for Cardiff University. They've got 2 already. That will give them hope.
They will really look for it. I think getting this far, having 2 tries against Hartpury was a real credit to them. They worked so hard on pitch, off pitch, and they just really want to get behind each other for this success. Caddy Williams then putting them into a really good place with a kick, which was then knocked on by Hartpury players. Real good pressure from Cardiff. The Cardiff line out, they're going to look to be really strong here. Which they are.
Yeah, lovely line out. They've been very good from those set pieces. This time it's Davis crashing into the Hartpury defence.
Really great again from Caddy Williams at 10, reading that game, putting Anna into that space.
Yeah, good sidestep, and now into the hands of Sturziker. She's getting plenty of yards here, forcing her way well over the 10. Senek keeps it alive, popping it out to Della Savina, and they retain the ball here, Cardiff University. So plenty more possession inside the final 10 metres, and this will give them all kinds of confidence that they perhaps were lacking in the first half.
The support from the sidelines definitely giving them some power, giving them some determination to use where they are on the pitch right now, and they'll be aware of that.
Yeah, there's plenty of fans next to us here in the stands who have come out in all weather, as they do all season. I mean, we've spoken about the conditions already tonight, so credit to them to come in to watch and support and stay, no matter what the scoreline is as well.
Just Caddy Williams taking that gain line over that contact again, showing what a great fly half she is.
Yeah, Williams benched tonight, but had such an impact as she's come off the bench. Now it's in the hands of Price.
Great leg drive from Price there, really breaking that gain line again. They're just consistently looking for that gain.
That they are, and Hartpury's line speed though is so fast. Up to Cardiff, forcing them back. Here they go, is there space on that far side? A handoff, are we going to get over the line? Not quite, just pushed into play. Superb hands once more from Hing, getting the ball out wide. So close for Cardiff University, a matter of inches.
So close for Hetherington as well in her debut for the Cardiff Ones team. Really impactful player, a new 15th rugby player, but is just showing that power and determination.
Yeah, almost had a try to her name as well on her debut, as you mentioned. Not to be for now. We'll have to wait and see. The ball's fumbled from both parties. Was knocked on by Cardiff, so it will be a Hartpury ball. And I feel like Hartpury may feel like they've gotten away with that one.
Yeah, a lost line out for Hartpury, but then regained in play from Cardiff. It is difficult, but great line out from Cardiff again to force that mistake. It is not easy to force mistakes from such a strong, solid team, but the forwards in Cardiff are doing that today.
They certainly are. Let's see if they can force any more mistakes here. As it's a scrum on the 5 metre. Any sort of mistake, no doubt, would spell danger for Hartpury, so they'll have to keep their wits about them.
Just really looking for this dominance in this scrum now. Cardiff will be really focused.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
There it goes from Wilson. And out it comes into the hands of Pearce. She's charging down the far side.
Just chased down by Della Savina, a really impactful Cardiff forward.
Yep, not looking to kick no matter where they are on the pitch, Hartpury. Inside their own 10, confident to play. Although as I say that, wow, it looked like the ball was going to go long. And here come Cardiff. Hannah Marshall for Hartpury was forced into an error. It was a turnover won by, I believe, Harrison on the far side. Slightly frantic few moments there.
Definitely frantic. Cardiff just really trying to protect that ball, really not wanting Hartpury to make any gain, and also looking for that turnover near their try line. If the turnover is near their try line, they're really going to want to make use of it.
Yeah, and so this time Marshall will opt to kick. It looked like she was going to opt to kick moments ago. Instead, she sidestepped a couple.
Chased down by Della Savina for that kick. I think that kick would have been on had the Cardiff defence not have been so hot.
Yes, certainly has. She's found all kinds of gaps all evening. I'm certainly not one to tell her what she should or shouldn't be doing in those situations. And the chase is on for the loose pass. Who's going to get there? Grizzle Johnson is, that's who. And she has to kick. Oh, the bounce is unkind for Cardiff University.
Just forced the knock on from Hartpury there.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if that had come off a foot. Any football skills brought out, not to be. But that was frantic to say the least. It looked as though Cardiff were about to get over. Kick forced out and then the bounce causing all kinds of problems.
Cardiff really just wanting to keep Hartpury where they are, showing that strength in their defence. Hartpury make lots of game line, but seemingly in the last few minutes haven't been able to do that.
Set!
Something we haven't seen in the last few minutes is the ball inside Cardiff's half. As the kick through, looks like it may trickle out of play. Yep, over it goes. Nice idea from the hosts. And again, Cardiff University are keeping up this pressure. Our heads have been firmly turned to the right for this one, Zoe. All the tries for Hartpury in the first half and all the possession for Cardiff in the second.
They're really stepping up. They really want to keep the ball in this area, keeping it in the area, remains focused, regains focus as well, really pulls them together as a team. They know where they are, they know what they want out of it, and they're really determined to do that.
Big support for Joss Sturziker in the crowd here.
A lot of Joss fans in Cardiff, yeah.
Why not? What a try she scored this evening.
Set! Balls available. Play, please.
Out it spills once more, kicked on by Seneca. So Marshall pops it out of play. Hartpury being forced to clear their lines time and time again. That's not something we saw in the first half.
No, it's not. They're really being forced to make some decisions like that kick, which has gone out of play. But again, they're still playing in this area. They're really trying to get out of our try line area, Cardiff's try line, and not seemingly be able to do it. Strong attack inside from Cardiff here.
Yeah, the last 15 minutes has been all Cardiff.
Lily Jones just making some breaks through contact, really not taking that contact lightly. Some leg drives forcing the gain line for Cardiff.
Yeah, we spoke about the strength and depth of Hartpury, especially Charlie Maymans on the bench, but it seems as though the impact players from Cardiff have had the biggest impact on the game.
Fresh legs and, you know, fresh ideas about the game, being able to read the game from the bench sometimes is great. You can see the play, you can see what needs to be done. Players come off, speak to new head coach Nick, and really gain that idea of what they need to be doing. Protection of that ball really key here for Cardiff.
Yep, and it's Turley. Now we come back out. Good strength shown by Davis.
17.
Like a different team in this second half, Cardiff.
Just Cardiff.
Oh, and as I say that, it's commentator's curse because it's picked up by Grizzle Johnson. But once more, a foul is awarded Cardiff's way. Hartpury are being made to work time and time again here.
Really impressive play by Cardiff, putting a smile on my face for sure. Just really showing their determination. They don't let scoreboards affect them. They really come into every game, same passion, same determination, and same support play. And I really hope that they can get something from this because they really deserve. They've kept Hartpury where they are for so long now, and they really want something out of it, and you can really tell that from their attacking and defensive play.
Yeah, it would almost seem unfair were they not to get over the line sometime soon. And you mentioned it in the first half, just they will not give up, this Cardiff Uni side, and it was difficult to see that at times with the relentless pressure from Hartpury, but we're seeing it now, non-stop from Cardiff.
Just that kick to touch, really putting them in a great place. They know where they are, they know what they want.
I don't think Hartpury have crossed the halfway line since their last try.
No. Credit to Cardiff, really credit in their defence. These players will be really proud of what they're achieving in their defence at the moment.
And whilst it's slightly surprising that with the scoreline as it is, Cardiff have come out of the blocks in the second half like this, we must forget the last time these two teams played each other wasn't that big of a scoreline. 33 to Hartpury, 15 to Cardiff. There was only 15 points in it, which for the difference in the two teams, as we spoke about, the champions versus the newly formed side, it was a close contest. And this is more like what some people would have been expecting, as Cardiff once again break into the 5 metre line.
They know what they want here.
Beneath those bodies, it's difficult to see where the ball is.
Just see Cardiff fighting, and then that ruck, protecting that ruck.
Yeah, they'll go again. And they do get the points. And it is what they deserve. It has been non-stop Cardiff for the last 15 minutes. Hartpury have been nowhere to be found in the opposition half.
Really strong work from Anna Davis there. Consistent leg drives through that contact and really showing what she's capable of and getting that ball over the line.
Yeah, third try for Cardiff University, and for the first time in this game, I'm not going to say that it hasn't been coming. That's not against the runner play. That is absolutely what we've been expecting for the past 15 minutes. A big smile on your face here in the commentary booth, and why not, Zoe? It's been fantastic play from Cardiff University. Non-stop, they have hustled, they have harried, and they get what they deserve.
They really did deserve it, that keeping Hartpury in that area of the pitch and really looking for those points, staying consistent, staying focused on the goal and earning that try from really hard perseverance.
And the kick not quite making it from Bulkwill, but it's the 5 points that mean a lot more to them than the 2. Here we go again. Talk us through it, Zoe.
So Anna Davis just leg driving through contact there. Hartpury really trying to hold it up. Cardiff just not taking that, really securing that ruck, forcing that ball with some really forceful forward players in that support play. Not letting Hartpury know which way they're going to go next with the ball, and then just really forcing that ball over the line for that really well-deserved try. They're going to come back right, just through the legs, and Anna Davis gets it.
Yeah, there was a big physical difference in the first half, and it seemed to be power and strength that was causing problems for Cardiff. this second half, substitutions made, and that doesn't appear to be a factor now. Almost, the physical dominance is coming from the hosts.
Knock on advantage.
Just Hartpury really looking to respond here.
Yeah, and they'll need to. First time they've had the ball on the left-hand side of the pitch for a while now.
They'll feel that as well from playing Cardiff. They'll feel where they were on the pitch, and when you move down the pitch towards your try line, you do really want to come out of it with something.
That's advantage over.
And they did, and here's Sinclair. It comes now. Over the 10. Hartpury looking for revenge, perhaps conceding that try has sparked some kind of fire in the bellies of the visitors. And yes, there it is, an instant response, not letting momentum being built by Cardiff. Hartpury University say, anything you can do, we can do better. You score 5 points, we'll come right back at you. And from kickoff in under 2 minutes, they've resumed service as usual.
Response to tries in rugby is massive. If you can respond to a team that just put a try on you, it is an even response. You do say to them, we can do that as well, and we want to keep up this physicality, we want to keep the challenge, and both teams are doing that, even in this really heavy rain.
And so off the bench and on to conversion duties. Charlie May Mans can't find the middle of the post this time. I'm sure she'll be back. Are they to score another try? Here is that try. Quicker hands from Hartpury this time.
Just selling a lot of players there in the attack.
Yeah, and it was Charlie May Mans. We know about May Mans. We know the impact she has as a player. She has been dominant in BUCS Super Rugby for so many years while she's been a student here. I mean, that's the kind of play she wants. First time, I'm not sure if you picked it up in the pre-match, sorry, but this is the first time she's actually ever been benched in the history of her playing for Hartpury at BSR level. The irony, it's her birthday.
I mean, fun to play on your birthday, and maybe not in this weather, but for a team it really does. It gives them passion. It is their passion, it is their drive, and for players like May Mans will probably be a great birthday.
I'm not sure I'd like to spend my birthday stood out in weather like this, but that's why I'm not any good as a rugby player.
Braving the conditions is all just part of it. I think training in it, playing in it, learning to adjust to it, really important.
Yeah, well, you're certainly braver than I am.
Hartpury just looking for that turnover, and they win it.
Yep, that's more like it from Hartpury, more of what we saw in the first half, and they opt to go quick as
really
well.
Quick off these penalties that Hartpury are, and they're really utilising the fact that Cardiff can't reset just enough in time.
Yeah, and that's Marshall who's doing that, and that's the kick from May Mans. Aspinall with the pace. Who's going to get there? It's a 2v1 for Hartpury, and they have picked up the ball, and it will be Daisy Aspinall to get over the line. Lucia Scott got there first. A slight fumble, brought down, but in the end, Daisy Aspinall does what Daisy Aspinall does best, and that is score tries from wide positions.
Forcing Hartpury to just push that ball cross field, really not allowing them to get any gain line in the centre. Cardiff really trying to show their dominance here.
Yeah, and it all came from that kick from May Mans. It's her turn to start conducting the play. We saw Hannah Marshall have such a big impact in the first half. Mans a slightly different player. Marshall obviously smaller, more agile, likes to run with the ball. But Mans maybe a bit more tactical, spot space, and lets the players like Aspinall do the running for her.
Both just as impactful as one another, but in very different ways.
Yeah, and that's one of the strengths of this Hartpury side, is no matter which way they want to play, they're able to do it. And there is that kick. So fast thinking from May Mans. Scott couldn't quite nudge it on, and instead it fell to Aspinall. Goes right, goes left, goes over.
It's difficult to take that ball in these conditions. Hartpury struggling at the moment to really take that ball from a kick-off, giving Cardiff just that advantage to chase down a little bit quicker and regain that defensive line. Hartpury not struggling and breaking that gain line.
What will Cardiff be thinking now, Zoe, as they break free once again, that time through Sinclair? She has to be brought down. Barely time to ask you a question here as Hartpury go again. Here's Scott. Aspinall's on the near side. Must be. Aspinall around the outside. Few more yards over the line. Picks up what must be her 4th try of the evening. Doing what wide players do best. But it's once again that combination of fullback Scott, number 22, May Mans, and eventually Daisy Aspinall, who get points on the board for Hartpury Uni. 3 individuals who are so dominant in WBSR, and they're showing that class tonight.
They really are. Put them together as a team, and it's just difficult to defend the offloads from contact. They're really capitalising on those. They are taking the contacts, but not with ease.
Yeah, and you have to absolutely give credit where credit's due. Andrew Ford has got these girls playing exactly how he wants. It's all good, all well and good having those individuals. It's all well and good having some of the best players around, but you have to get them to play together, and they really know each other's game inside out.
Yeah, that is really, really key in rugby. It's not an individual sport, it's a team sport. Support play is so incredibly important. You lose that support play, you open yourself up to possibilities of turnovers and losing that ball from Jackals and taking that contact. But Hartpury and Cardiff showing that support play here, just Hartpury a little bit more dominant in their play.
So I'll have a little look here at the try. Maymans over the top.
Single hand offload.
Straight to Scott, who bides her time. She doesn't go early. She draws in the defenders. She knows Aspinall can get it done, so she just lets her have that space. Holds off, holds off, holds off. Finally gets the offload. And those speedy legs of Aspinall get the job done. So I'll refer back to my earlier question that had to be cut off, Zoe. What will Cardiff be thinking? They had so much momentum, 15 minutes of pure pressure, and then it's been 3 tries in a row in quick succession.
It's expected from a side like Hartpury. It will just be a credit to Cardiff now to really keep that play as they were before. But just turned over by Hartpury, and again going really quickly in attack, just not taking that contact from Cardiff.
Yeah, they're fearless again, Hartpury. They spent a good 10-15 kicking out of their own 10. They didn't want to play. Now they do. They've got that confidence back. They're happy to run with it, and that's when Hartpury are at their best.
Just a fumble with that ball there. Conditions and also desperation probably, but...
Yeah, and unfortunately, Marshall is the one who's down off your screen. She's been so effective all game, and I'm sure Hartpury will want to see her bounce right back up as quickly as possible. So, Zoe, we see them on screen huddling up, Cardiff. What will be the message?
I think highlighting positives in the play so far will be what they'll be capitalising on, reiterating to the players, we've seen you do X, Y and Z, let's really push that again, let's see this leg drive through contact, let's not take contact lightly, let's really force mistakes through defence and press up as quickly as we can to really force those errors, because it's those errors that we can really capitalise on.
Yeah, and we've seen sustained periods of pressure. How do they get back to that?
It can be difficult, but Cardiff are quite good at maintaining their team spirit, so important, and just maintaining that attempt of dominance, and you know, those Jackals in those rucks really going for everyone. Just the consistent determination will get them there.
And once they get the ball moving, they get it moving as Marshall's thrown to the ground. Huge tackle.
Tackle by Millie Boltcrawl there.
Well, she's up and walking on her own, which is what we always like to see. We'll wait and find out if it's going to be a substitution. Yep, there it is. Not risking anything tonight. The game is done in that regards when it comes to points. And Andrew Ford knows a player of that quality cannot be risked, especially at a time like this.
Such a physical game, and it's really important to protect your players. And just a win of a ruck for Cardiff. It's this kind of thing they'll really look to capitalise on here.
So into touch it goes. A little word in the ear of Evie Guy.
Really quick line out from Cardiff there.
Yeah, another good line out from Cardiff Uni. But very quick upper Hartpury. Even at this stage, even as far ahead as they are, they're still happy to work as hard as possible defensively, and that is testament to the character of this team.
It really is. Really great team to be a part of. They never let it falter. They never let it affect them. Just continuously strong team, looking for those points, looking to support each other and get around each other no matter what.
So we've got a stoppage in play once more, Zoe, and I think it's fair to say the game is done in regards to who's going to win this one. So slightly early, but whilst we have this stoppage, who's been the standout for you tonight?
There are so many standout players in both teams. We're considering the Hartpury backs, really strong attack from them. Aspinall, Scott, Maymans with some really good dominance. It would be really difficult to say. I just credit to all the players and potentially between those backs of Hartpury.
Yeah, they've been all over Cardiff Uni tonight, especially that first half. We did see, Cardiff University come back out in the second, and they had that period which they'll be able to take away. They'll be more than proud of that, I'm sure.
The work-ons from games like this just really boost Cardiff play, the real positives in the analysis, and looking at, we did this was great, we work on this, let's capitalise on that.
One of the players you didn't mention there is the one that's gone off as well. There's so many to mention. Can't blame you for forgetting in terms of who's had an impact. But Hannah Marshall, another excellent performance.
Really could be up for nomination. Really impactful player despite having to go off towards the end of the game. Just shown ease in weaving between players, putting those players into spaces, and really making a really great effort to put the points on the board for Hartpury.
So we're going to restart this one with a scrum. Another injury and another player not being risked at this stage. Looks like it's the try scorer, Josh Sturziker. She's had a great game for Cardiff.
Really great. You just don't want to risk those players. Any concussions, any injuries. Protecting really important players there. Hard line from Emily Hay there. And really strong protecting that ruck from Cardiff. They know where they are.
Oh, but it's a turnover once more. An easy turnover given away by Cardiff.
Just that pressure from Hartpury really forcing things like that.
Yeah, but when Hartpury cause those mistakes, they smell blood. They get right on with it as quick as they can.
Scrum down back to Hartpury, taken back from the advantage.
How do you think these last five are going to go? So we spoke about the fourth try, potentially a losing bonus point for Cardiff Uni. Do you reckon they're going to go for it or hold off maybe as to keep the score down?
They'll really push for it. They'll be as determined for points as Hartpury are. I think that they'll want to show their strength and determination, but also put up a really good fight for Hartpury's attack. It is an incredible attack and it's hard to defend, so that will also be on their minds right now. You can see that defence just setting up with the fullback and the winger, Hetherington and Thomas just lining up ready for those line breaks.
Yeah, but in these last 5 minutes, it'll be a test of character. When the game's done in terms of points, it will come down to pride for both sides. Hartpury won't want to concede again, not in a game where they've been so dominant, and Cardiff have a point to prove.
They really do. They have a point to prove in every game they play, and Hartpury obviously just a really great side and all players on the pitch do commend each other for their play. So playing against each other and having that strength in defence, as Lucy Selleck just showed there, just stopping them in their tracks, and forcing them to play wide.
Espinal to Scott. We've said that before. Cardiff holding firm for the minute.
Really not allowing Hartpury to play into that attacking line that they just had with that fast defence from Eva Lewis. 10, Cardiff.
Yep, Nina Wilson couldn't find a way through.
And just a turnover for Cardiff. That is excellent play from them, really showing they know where they are. They really want to get that turnover and they want to get that attacking play back in their hands to show what they can do.
Yeah, it's what they deserve in these final few moments. Holding so strong, fighting for each other, not giving up, despite the scoreline, despite what minute it is. Pride is such a big word here in Wales. All the Welsh players so proud to be Welsh, so proud to be representing a Welsh university. As we hear the referee call last play, you can see the pride. You can see how much it means to these Cardiff girls.
Another successful lineup for Cardiff, but just spilled.
And so the referee blows the final whistle. In the end, not too much of a contest in terms of points, but that doesn't tell the whole story of the game. Cardiff came out of the blocks flying within 20 seconds. Sturzica flew over the try line, and that gave Hartpury something to think about. Of course, Hartpury do what Hartpury do best. The 3 times champions in a row now came and dominated the rest of the first half. And they came out of the blocks in the second just as quick. A couple tries before 15 minutes of a very, very big spell for Cardiff University. Put Hartpury on the back foot, causing them all sorts of issues. But eventually, normal service was resumed and Hartpury come away from this one the victors. Zoe, your thoughts on the match?
A really difficult match for Cardiff to defend. Hartpury are a strong side, but credit to all the girls playing in this league. Really difficult standard of rugby, highlighting real talent across the board. Successes in every area. Hartpury have got a lot of successful takeaways, as have Cardiff, gaining that across that gain line and really not taking that defence lightly. But Hartpury really putting in those hard hits to really show Cardiff that you can't just run through them.
So there's the final score. Cardiff Uni 17, Hartpury 76. Let's take a look at some of the try-lights from the game. To you after. If not, I'll give a message or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, what a victory for Hartpury this evening, especially in these conditions. And I'm joined in the studio by flying winger Daisy Aspinall and Maud Muir, assistant coach for Hartpury. So we'll start with yourself, Daisy. What a victory, hey?
Yeah, what a win. I mean, I think our aim down here was obviously we've had a little bit of a break, coming off the back of a really tough loss up at Loughborough. Kind of like made us really want to come back and fight, and I think the aim of today was just to get back into the rhythm of enjoying it after you've had a bit of a low of, one of our first losses as a group together. It's just kind of nice to like come back and get a few good points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you had a few weeks to sit on that loss as well, about 3 since you had your last game, so it must be good to finally get back to winning ways.
Definitely. I think you always respond to a loss, but to respond in that way, and I think you win, but you win well, and I think we won really well today, and yeah, just proud of all the girls. They did so well.
Yeah, won very, very well indeed. And well, that'd be one way to describe your performance, Daisy. I lost count of how many tries, at least 4 out there this evening.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I think that's a bit generous. I think it was only 3, wasn't it? Something like that. But yeah, I was just really happy. Like I couldn't dot them down over the lines without all the girls doing the hard yards in the middle. So yeah, just super grateful to them to let me do it.
Yeah, something we spoke about on commentary was the relationship that you have out there between yourself, Scott, we saw May Mans and Marshall as well, working so well together. How good is it to be part of a team that knows each other's game inside and out?
Yeah, it is. It's really helpful, especially like in those wide channels, when you're like, you don't need a lot of comms, you just know each other's games, as you said, like inside and out, and you're just able to play off each other. It's really helpful as well because the likes of like Han, Lucia, Charlie, we've all come through the college pathway, so like I've played with a lot of those girls, especially in midfield these last 2 years down at Hartpury College, so it's nice to just carry on the playing pathway.
Yeah, now more talk to me about the game, because the first 20 seconds I don't think anyone was expecting what happened there.
Yeah, we could bet. We were just getting ready on the bench and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even see what happened. But I think the reaction from the girls, like we didn't expect that to happen obviously, but I think yeah, our reaction was so good and we got down to their end and yeah, we just kept putting pressure on them, and it didn't matter that they scored first. Like we still managed to bring the win, and yeah, just overall proudness.
Definitely, and we saw, as you said, the rest of that first half was relentless down at this end of the pitch. Came out in the second half, a couple quick tries, but there was a spell of around 15 minutes where Cardiff had you pinned back. What was your thoughts on that exchange and how did you get out of it?
Yeah, I think like Cardiff are a very good team and we definitely didn't underestimate them, but I think we just were resilient and we didn't let them score too many points even though they were in our half. But yeah, I think we just made sure that we got the ball back, made sure that we kept pressure on them, and yeah, only a few tries, so they didn't get a bonus point, so no. that was one of our key messages, make sure they don't get a bonus point, and we did that, so that was good.
Right. Final question, because it is horrible out here and poor Daisy's almost shivering. So next week or next fixture, thoughts going into it, this must set you up perfectly.
Yeah, I think again it's just about that building as a group. Like we take every game as it comes, and especially like building towards the end of the season now, it's only a very short season this year round, so I think just taking the points on the board here as a big like confidence booster, not necessarily just about the win, but as how we came together as a group going into the next game.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I'll let you get on because, as we mentioned, the conditions are horrible. Go get yourselves dry, go get yourselves warm. Thank you so much for coming on, ladies. So there we have it. In the end, an absolutely dominant display from Hartpury. Cardiff gave them a go. They gave them a shock at the start, that's for sure. But in the end, Hartpury do what Hartpury do best. Come away with the victory here in South Wales. Thank you so much at home for watching. We'll see you next time.